Alright guys, so as you see, or as you've seen if you watched my other video, Sunday was a very busy day. We hit both malls, we hit Book Off, and unfortunately I did not find any new toys. I did find a couple new uh, Funko Pops. However, before I get to that, for those of you who see my other video, I'm still waiting on the Transformers Masterpiece. It got delayed in Tennessee. Not sure what's going on. Hopefully I'll get news very soon. Hopefully. Other than that, so we went to Pearlridge. Checked out Book Off in Pearlridge, GameStop, the Stash, Mini Q's, Hot Topics, and HI Hawaii Collectors. There were a few things I seen, nothing that really grabbed me. I did get a new shirt from Hot Topics. It was a must-have. Power Rangers Green Ranger shirt. There is no way I could have said no to that. Unfortunately, only Pearlridge had this shirt. They have this, and then they have the emblem or the power coin on a t-shirt. Same color, black. We did go to Moana. Checked out Box Lunch. Checked out Target. Checked out Hot Topics. Again, nothing caught my eye. There was no shirt at Hot Topics Moana, just the Dragon Zord coin shirt. I actually was pretty damn happy. My brother, unfortunately, wasn't. He spent some money. I think he got 3 pops from Pearlridge Book Off. And we kind of laughed at it. Then went to Book Off downtown. And I spent money. He spent some money too, but I spent less than he did. And then afterwards, we were just trying to kill time till we went to the movies. Saw Shazam 2 again. Still a great movie. The second time around. There is a pretty big Easter egg in the movie for anyone older than 40. So back in the day, one of the first televised series, live action series, was what I think the first was Superman. Before Adam West was Batman, they had 2 other DC series. One was called ISIS, that was before. So for those who don't know, Isis is literally Black Adam's wife. She has the power to control and manipulate wind. She is sort of a god. Well, she is a god, but in this version, the god, I guess, possessed a human, where she could change back and forth between the human and the goddess. Another series was Captain Marvel, and the boy who played Billy Baxton on Captain Marvel is actually in Shazam 2. So I'm finding it pretty crazy and weird to actually see, or like Wonder Woman 88, the second movie, had Linda Carter, the original Wonder Woman, in it. And to actually get this Easter egg in Shazam is pretty damn awesome. What can I say? I'm a nerd. Or a geek, whatever you want to call me. So, with that said, I did, like I said, pick up a few pops. 5 to be exact. I wasn't really planning on it as usual. Nobody really plans on picking up anything. But there was a pop that I needed. Mr. Rogers from the Mr. Rogers movie. Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. So it's basically him standing with one hand out and the other hand is in a puppet. I honestly forgot what each of the puppets' names were. I do remember this puppet when I was a kid watching the TV series. Remember the trolley as well. And on the back of the box is the little trolley. Uh, for this one, I'm killing 2 birds with 1 stone. I remember growing up on this as a child. This and Sesame Street. I do remember a few other shows like this. New Zoo Review. I know there was a couple other ones, but so the live action movie that was kind of a movie that was a documentary. Mr. Rogers is played by Tom Hanks. So I get Tom Hanks and Mr. Rogers all in one. Pretty damn awesome. So I started thinking of DC, and I think for Funko DCs, I'm gonna have a little bit more room than I originally thought once everything's done. So I'm trying to build my version of the Legion of Doom. So with that, I needed the cheetah. Wonder Woman 84. In the back, you have 4 versions of Wonder Woman. This one is the last one within the armor. Diana Prince, Steve Trevor, uh, Barbara Minerva, and the cheetah. Uh, so I do like the character of the cheetah, or cheetah. I love the comic book character. I love the most of the cartoon characters. So the original back in the day cartoon, the Super Friends, there was a cheetah, but the it wasn't her transformed. It was just like a costume. I do like the transformed character a lot more than just a costume. That being said, I'm not a fan of this Funko Pop in particular. I mean, it looks alright, but I'm more of the actual cheetah looking character. Uh, if you played the Injustice 2 game, pretty much that. Out of all of Wonder Woman's villains, I kind of like her the best. I do like Ares, because, I mean, who can't love the God of War, but Cheetah was insane. Unfortunately, they don't. This is the only pop for Cheetah. Uh, I Another character I like from the Wonder Woman villains was Giganta. In the original Super Friends cartoons, her main opponent was actually Apache Chief instead of Wonder Woman, but in the comic books and the actual DC Comics realm, Giganta was a Wonder Woman villain, which kind of makes sense. To stay with the DC uh, things, I finally decided to say what the hell and pick up Brainiac. He actually looks pretty good. I love the coloring with the green skin and the purple head lights, and the black and gray armor with the purple lights running through it. So that's what the back is. If you actually look close, it's actually more white than gray, although on the box it's gray. So this is a Big Apple Collectibles.com exclusive, just like the Black Adam. I am kind of a fan of Brainiac. I mean, he's a living computer. Honestly, I think that's why they created Cyborg, just to have a computer versus computer. But I mean, alien technology will always be superior to our technology. Yes, Cyborg is kind of an alien technology because he was created. Well, the new story was created by the Mother Box from Darkseid. But I still, I mean, come on. Brainiac is truly the conqueror of worlds. His main villain is Superman, and he's literally gone up against Superman dozens and dozens of times, well, probably hundreds and hundreds of times. Cyborg will be no match for Brainiac. So, with that being said, I do have two more pops, and for me, I am extremely happy. One, because it finishes one of my Disney collections, and two, because I never thought I'd ever get the chance to get either of these pops, much less at the price I got them for. So for those who don't know, I'm a huge Disney fan. Uh, when I was growing up, I watched all the Disney animated movies. I had a favorite Disney animated movie that has moved to second the moment another animated Disney movie took its number one spot as my favorite Disney movie of all time so far. And that movie is Lilo and Stitch. So I have been trying to collect not all of Stitches, but certain Stitches that I love. So I mean, one of the newest Stitches I got from Art and 808 Collectibles was Stitch in Handcuffs, which is something I wanted because it was the memory of Stitch being in handcuffs in the movie. To me, was one of the biggest parts in the movie, where you realize he finally realizes he has a family. So I do have maybe 7 other Stitches. I know I have the Aloha Stitch. I, I'm pretty sure I have the Hula Stitch. I do have the Elvis Stitch. I absolutely had to get that one. Uh, at the Collectors Expo, I was very thankful and very happy. Again, thanks to Art and 808 Collectibles. One of his friends that is also a seller had the Stitch Superhero. That always gets me smiling, because it brings you back to the childhood of, literally for me, playing superheroes. However, there that to me was one of the hardest stitches to get. I was hoping to actually get that one, but the two that I found I thought would be harder to get than that one, than Superhero Stitch. Uh, Honestly, I had a feeling I could get Superhero Stitch. At worst comes to worst, order him online. The two stitches I found at Book Off, I think been would have been hard to find online. I mean, I'm pretty sure I would have found it on eBay, but I'm pretty sure the prices would have been insane. So, with that being said, Monster Stitch. So the back is literally the same as the others. We got two Lilos, the original Stitch. I believe, I can't really say, but I know we had a bigger Stitch as well as a flock Stitch of the original. This is a special edition, the international sticker, which to me is even better. If you don't remember, in the movie, Stitch was trying to explain to Lilo that he's a monster and likes to destroy the world. He built a small replica of the world with little toy cars and books and whatnot, and then proceeded to destroy it. That to me was hilarious. To get this Stitch, I I can't tell you guys. To me, it's like finding the Elvis Stitch. You know it's out there, but at the same time, you know it's literally almost out of your reach. So, speaking of out of reach, as hard as it was to find Monster Stitch, Stitch 626. The whole having all four arms out, having guns, being in the spacesuit. It's a different back. So you have Lilo, the Stitch 66, Scrunchy, I don't remember her name. Basically the doll that Lilo carries around. The original Stitch and Elvis Stitch. So this brings back the nostalgia and memory of the movie where Stitch actually lands on Earth or crash lands on Earth, literally goes crazy, tries to shoot the frog, frog lands on his head and gets run over by the truck. A huge semi truck. Not to mention, it reminds me that Stitch is an alien. Not to say that I keep forgetting that Stitch is an alien, but out of every single other Funko or look from Stitch, whether it's Funkos, whether it's toys, he kind of has just two arms, two legs, no antennas. He kind of looks like a blue koala. Well, maybe a mixture of a koala and a dog. And then the idea that his personality is more Tasmanian devil. But looking at it, it feels like he belongs somewhere. Maybe he was a evolution of something. But this brings it all back, puts it all in the circle, and you realize that literally everybody deserves a chance for a good home, to find a family, to find someone that will accept you and love you. And with this, at least for now, my collection for Stitch is literally complete. Like I said, it's not every Stitch, but it's every Stitch that I wanted. I do have Stitch eating an ice cream, I remember that. And Stitch the big red one. Which is basically Stitch in his spaceship. I kind of wanted the Stitch on the rocket rider. Don't think I'll ever see it. But it's not on my list of must-haves for Stitch. It's just on the list of, if I see it, I'll pick it up. Just because it's hilarious. The moment where he thinks he's found a spaceship to get back to his home world or wherever he wants to go, jumps in, realizes it takes a quarter, and puts in a quarter, and it's just a rocks back and forth. And his whole demeanor is, I'm going to go, I'm going to make it home. Oh my God, the whole feeling of defeat, of that's it, I'm stuck here. Well, as you can see, the reason it's become one of my favorites, besides the fact that it's supposed to be here in Hawaii, For anybody on the mainland who's watching this, that was not a good description of the state of Hawaii. But for me, it was one movie that had many memorable emotional moments. And now that the Stitch collection is done, I think I'm almost finished with the Princess collection. All I got to worry about is the Villains collection and the Miscellaneous collection. And then Disney's collection will be complete until more stuff comes out, as usual. So, that's it. Spent money on Pops and a new shirt. A great new shirt. Hope you guys enjoyed the Pops. Hope you guys enjoyed the shirt. If you're a Power Rangers fan, you know, it's something that we grew up on. I honestly grew up on a lot more than most of you guys grew up on. Because I grew up with some of the originals. Kikaida, Kamen Rider, Super Sentai. So for those who don't know, the American Power Rangers that we all know and love is actually about the 10th series of Super Sentai, which is basically Power Rangers in Japan. Here in Hawaii, I remember growing up and being able to watch the third in the series called Battle Fever J5. In my head, I remember it being in English. But I've never seen an English version of it. So I think it was in Japanese when we first saw it here in Hawaii. Maybe it was in English. The Mighty Morphin has been literally over 20 years. That's been 7 years before that at the very max. So yeah, my brain can't tell you. I know they didn't change the actors though, so it was probably dubbed. But what a time it was to grow up in Hawaii. You had Marvel, you had DC, you had Japanese superheroes that literally nobody has heard of. You know, like I said, if you ask certain people, they believe anime came to America in the 90s. Yet I remember growing up as a kid being able to watch black and white TV and seeing Astro Boy, Gigantor, not realizing it was anime. It was a from another country. But that's what it is to actually grow up here in Hawaii. To actually get experience things that most people in the mainland would never be able to experience. The culture of the Chinese culture, the Japanese culture, the Hawaiian culture, plus all of the American culture. It's something I've been very grateful to have experienced and have the lifetime I've had. It's also making me want to find Funko Pops that are specific to certain countries. So a Funko that I would love to get that's pretty expensive is Dudley Do-Right. And apparently it is a Canadian exclusive. I don't I think we've seen it once at a show, but never again. There are a couple Japanese exclusives that I would love to get. Actually, three of them. Three Japanese Funko exclusives. And I'm still trying to go through and try and find if there's any other exclusives in any other country by Funko. In Japan, I believe they have 10 exclusives. Uh, three, I think from maybe 4 or 5 different series. I know one series is basically the Japanese myths and monsters. They have a couple characters from that. They have a couple characters from a Japanese samurai that I grew up with the book called Momotaro. They actually have, I believe, 4 Funkos for that. And then there is a series of Funkos from different animes. I believe there's like 6 of them. One is the Space Pirate Captain Harlock, or what he becomes, I believe was Blackjack. Another is the White Lion Leo. It's truly weird, but also very fascinating to see what Funko are exclusives. As I said, the Votus 5, I could only find that version in the Philippines. Uh, Japan has a version, but it is the black light version of it, I believe. But again, that's exclusive to Japan. So, I mean, if you guys know of any exclusives from any country, I would love to hear about it. I'd love to see what the rest of the world might have that no other place in the world has. I honestly don't think America has any exclusives from Funkos for country wise, but you'll never know. Anyway, guys, it is past midnight. Time for bed. Thanks for watching. Thanks for staying up. Like I said, I hope you enjoyed the Funkos. Hope you enjoyed the shirt. Hot Topics. Only at Pearlridge right now. Then again, they might be sold out already. Collections are being completed little by little. Still waiting on Transformers. Got almost all of the G.I. Joe classified that I want pre-order. Not sure what we're doing Sunday. Definitely will be out and about. You guys will be coming along as usual. Maybe 808. Never know. Definitely might do another movie on Sunday. We'll see how that goes. This Thursday, which I believe would be tomorrow, Hawaiian Brian's Oos Wrestling Unified Championship Entertainment. Doors open at 6:30. Show starts at 7. Some insane fly-ins. If you know Impact Wrestling, Falaba is going to be here. If you've been a fan of Ring of Honor and Shimmer, cheerleader Melissa will be here. Anchorage, Alaska's very own heavyweight champion 907, representing Tyler Payne, the yoga master, is going to be here. Representing Chicago, the Chicago Bears, Steve Michaels is going to be here, as well as all your favorite Oos characters. It should be pretty fun, should be pretty entertaining. Who knows? Maybe I'll bring you guys along just to show you what it's like. Again, thanks for watching. Take care. Have a good night. Have a good day. Get some damn rest. See you soon. I know tomorrow I'm going to Best Buy, so you might check out some Best Buy. Other than that, like I said, who knows? Night and aloha, guys.